Greetings. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturn Day. Greetings. All right. So, y'all are in for a little treat. Okay. A big treat, actually. A healthy treat, as you guys can see. So, this is my first time doing something like this. Y'all have never seen me do anything of the sort. Um, any type of divination like this, um, probably never seen it at all. I don't know, but I felt led to do this. The fruit that I was guided to was this lovely papaya. Okay. Um, so this is a hey, bro. Good morning, sis. How are you? I'm glad to see you on. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you're doing good. All right. So I'm going to do a reading from this fruit. Okay. I will pull cards as well, but I want to do this first. So this is going to be a sacred reading for the womb space, for the Yoni, remembrance, um, sensual healing, any boundary restoration, sacred sexuality or sensuality, energy, divine feminine power. So this is an offering that does support, deep reconnection with the Yoni as a vessel of truth, not just pleasure, but for protection, ancestral memory, healing. Okay. So this spread it in the reading itself. So just not the reading that I'm going to do, because I have a spread that I'm going to do for this. Okay. But also, I'm going to do this divination with this fruit here as our Yoni energy. Okay. So, yeah, this is honoring the yoni, not just as a physical space, but also as a living altar, a gateway of energy of creativity, our intuition, our energetic sovereignty. Okay. So, this reading may be for anybody on here um, that may be healing from any trauma in that space, any shame or suppression in that space, reclaiming your body's wisdom, its sacred energy, its sacred sensuality, creativity. Um, Also to reconnect with your womb or root center as a source of power. Okay. Um, Restore any energetic whatever you feel like you need to reclaim within yourself in your divine feminine essence, your inner goddess. So that's what we're here to embody through this energy. Um, Weird thing, this papaya cost me $4.35, and I thought that was interesting. Like I paid attention to the number. 435 may be significant if you want to look up the meaning of that angel number or just like what that might mean prophetically. I do know that if you add that number up, it should equal 12. One single digit, it should equal a three. One plus two is three, right? And that is the energy of creativity. That is the energy of abundance, feminine energy, or the Empress card in the tarot. So I ripped it up, but can't really see it anymore. But hold on. Yeah, if you could see, it was 435. That's how much it costs. I ripped it up, but it was 435, $4.35. So I feel like that was significant, especially the number three. I didn't even pay attention to it until I actually got it. So yeah. All right. So let's get started. I'm doing good. I can't complain, sis. Thank you for asking. And you're very welcome. All right. So yeah, if y'all want to do like a quick energy check on that number 435, but I'm gonna get into the reading right now. Wow, I just look at the timestamp. Not even playing with y'all. It is 4:35 on the timestamp. That was so crazy. Wow. Okay. That is so crazy. Okay. Anyway, all right, this is in alignment, y'all. I'm excited. Okay. All right. I'm gonna look at the seeds. Well, let's look around it, right? Let's look around. Okay. Okay. I just want to give like a quick disclaimer, or maybe I don't want, I hate saying trigger warning, but I'm gonna be honest in what I see and be deep with what I see. Obviously, I'm not a healthcare practitioner, so please, always consult your doctor and things like that. I'm gonna read into this and I might touch on some things that might be a little heavy, okay? Make sure you guys like this video, share it with someone you feel like it may resonate with or bless. If you're new here and you're resonating or you vibe with the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate the love. Um, so let's get into it. I don't know if you guys can see, like, it's kind of not aged or old, but there is like dents on the outside. There's dents right here. So some of you guys might have some trauma here around this area. Um, you guys have a very fertile energy. You're not as, whether this is physically, like something to do with pregnancy, um, for the most part, I feel like physically your yoni is healthy. Spiritually, it does need healing for sure. Spiritually speaking, energetically speaking, you may feel even barren creatively, or why can't things manifest for me, or something about your magnetism as a divine feminine or goddess energy, but you're not blocked, you're not barren there. um some of you guys might be ovulating right now. Something with, like, it could be your menstrual cycle, something that you're releasing. Could be three energies, something with threes is really strong that you're releasing. I'm looking at some of these seeds and they do look kind of aged, like right here, these two, and there's one right here that I'm paying attention to that looks kind of aged, and one right here. Um, your sexual energy is very powerful, and it's very, how do I explain this? It's very powerful, but it's almost like you're not utilizing it. There is like some stagnancy. There might be three or four things that you wish you can manifest or change in your life. You have the energy and the power to do it, but it's like for some reason you think that you can't do it. And that's what's making me kind of go back to some of these, like, kind of scarred pieces or edges and little aged um parts of this fruit. I wouldn't even say it's just overripe in some areas, right? Like it's kind of already not wilted. I guess that's what you would say, wilted, I guess. Um, it's not as fresh as some of these other parts is, if you notice. Um, that to me feels like there's trauma in this area, in particular. Okay. Might even be like harshness, um, harshness towards yourself. Okay. Mm. There's certain things that I feel like that you are clearing out, or that you've been led to clear out of your life. I do feel like some of y'all do need to do some sort of yoni cleanse, or something to do some sort of soul tie cut from, it could be like partners that you've connected with in the past. And I feel like it could be up to six energies I'm getting for some of you that need to be cleansed out. This might be a little graphic, but like, if you've recently had intercourse with someone and they, you know, how do I say this without being too graphic, child? Lord. If they recently like released inside, you know what I'm saying, of your space, that energy needs to be cleansed out, because that could be a part of some of the energetic blockages that you feel. Like you feel like something's not right. Um, maybe energetically with you, like drained, or you feel blocked, you can't focus, you don't have motivation for things, or something's not flowing. It's because maybe the person that you are connecting with. So I would definitely suggest for some of you to do like a spiritual cleanse. And I'm not trying to come at anybody. So if this is you, you know, take it only if it resonates. Don't take offense to this, hopefully. But if you've had relations with multiple people within like a month's time, maybe like up to 4 or 5 people, you definitely need to cleanse your energy. There's something that's like blocking you energetically, I feel. Um, because I'm noticing like some of the seeds are very vibrant and then some of them kind of look like raisin like, kind of dried looking, like this one right here, these back here, in comparison to all the other ones are real juicy, still vibrant. So there is like slight clearing that you need. Some of you guys are releasing something because this looks like it's coming down out of the yoni space. So like energetically speaking, you are doing a lot of cleansing. So like I said, it could be some of you are ovulating, obviously, you know, um, or some of you guys are currently on your menstrual cycle. Look into when you have your menstrual cycle around this time or when you're ovulating, like what is going on energetically with you, or like the moon phase, like what that means. There was a post that I came across that was helpful, but it talks about like what type of spiritual gifts or type of witch you are. But I feel like because our periods change, often sometimes like they don't always stay the same. Like when you have your menstrual, like what moon cycle is on, so that could just represent like a particular energy that you're embodying or called to embody, or maybe the type of magic that you're meant to tap into. So like if you're, according to this post, like you can probably do research on this on yourself, but like if you have, you're ovulating on a full moon, but you're bleeding on a new moon, that means that you're a nurturer, creator, an earth goddess. So it could represent a fertile season for you, birthing babies, visions, and dreams. Okay, if it's new moon. If it's a full moon that you're bleeding on and you're ovulating on a new moon, you're a healer energy, a mystic, and a guide. You walk with the spiritual path, holding deep space and sharing sacred wisdom. If you bleed on a waxing moon and ovulate on a waning moon, you're rising after a sacred rest. This is a time of transformation, integration, and stepping boldly into your power. If you are bleeding on a waning moon and ovulating on a waxing moon, you're an energetic winter, a sacred time for retreat, reflection, and release. Let go to make space for your intuition to speak. So so it could kind of shift maybe like what type of energy you're in or what type of energy you're embodying based off of that. I mean, you can do your research. Um, but I feel like as of right now, what are we in? We're in a, let's see what moon phase we're in, because that might make a little bit more sense. So what I'm picking up, let's see. Moon phase. So yeah, this is like a good time to cleanse your energy. And I feel like if you were ovulating or bleeding during that last full moon that we had in Scorpio, it might have been very intense energy, a lot that you were releasing, not just like on a physical level but spiritually. So we're in a waning moon right now. um so let's see. So if you're bleeding on a waning moon, so you are in that place of retreat, reflection, and release space. If you are ovulating on a waning moon, you are rising after that sacred rest. So it could be a time of transformation, integration, and stepping boldly into your power. So depending on which one is happening, because I'm getting, obviously some of you are ovulating right now, and then some of you guys obviously are bleeding right now, right? You're having your menstrual. So take that as it resonates. Okay. See if there's anything else that wants to come through. There is energy that is kind of stored, like you're very close to something, like very, very close to giving birth to something. Some of you guys might even be, um, you're about to birth something out, and for some of you, there's new things that's coming to you, new visions, new ideas, new dreams, new goals that's starting to come in. There's like, I want to say like four things coming. It's like you're getting a lot of downloads for some of you, or you're feeling maybe really creative, or you feel like you don't have a space to let it release, or like I said, you're tired. And that could be because of the energy that you're currently cleansing, or that you're being called to cleanse out of your space. Um, yeah. And it seems like you are like currently releasing something. So before you can birth out certain things that you're wanting to create or you've been working towards, you're going to have to release these energies because they're blocking. They're kind of like in the way. And then there is either like 3 or 4 visions or dreams or ideas or goals that are going to start coming to you, things that you're going to integrate. It's like one of them is really big too, like a big energy. Looking at this seed right here, it's larger than the rest of them. This is like, to me, the top of the Yoni space, right? Um, be gentle with yourself at this time. Don't push or rush yourself past capacity, but make sure that you're at least motivating yourself, that you, even if you feel tired, that you're telling yourself like, no, like I gotta at least put some energy towards what I want, even if that's journaling, writing, meditating, reflecting. That's still putting effort in, right? um but yeah, some of you guys just might need like a simple cleanse from like um utilizing maybe literally fruits. So like it could be juices, it could be smoothies, right? Something that you're drinking, or like water that's charged with certain fruits for you. Um, Papaya is actually really good for yoni health. It boosts your immune system. So it's really good with that. It's good also with helping with your hormonal balance. So if you are led, because it does have vitamin C in it. And the seeds are good to eat as well. So like if you want to make a juice or a smoothie out of this, or like put it in your water maybe, or like infuse water with papaya or something like that, definitely. They do have yoni washes, like natural organic yoni washes that have papaya in it. Maybe like some papaya tea, something that's going to help you cleanse and flush your body out, and particularly that area. Okay. So, mm, these little ridges right here are really interesting too. Um, yeah, be patient because you have some things that are manifesting through like manifesting through you that you're about to give birth to. Okay. When it comes to pregnancy, some of you guys might have had miscarriages, a couple of miscarriages in your past. Um, but I feel like though you will be able to have a child. There's nothing wrong with your body. I feel like um some energies, they can't come through until you release. There's something with the past, because it's like the left side of the papaya has like those older looking seeds. They're not as vibrant as these other ones. But it's like old energy that you're clearing out, if that makes sense. Um New energy taking root, taking fruit in your in a new chapter, a new beginning. Okay. There could be like old dreams, old desires that you've had that you're also letting go and releasing, maybe because they're not really meant, or they weren't really serving you, so they're leaving your life anyway. And like I said, some of you guys may be clearing from some trauma, clearing from soul ties, people's energy leaving your body. Your body is pushing energies that are not supposed to be there out. Okay. And as above so below, so not just your physical body but your energetic self, your spiritual, your higher self is clearing this energy out too. Okay. So I don't feel like you're stagnant or anything, or something's wrong with you. You're clearing out. But if you do feel like something's wrong, obviously go to a doctor, because some of you could be having like heavier menstruals than normal or something, or um it's something being cleansed out for sure, like in a Mm, yeah, it might be a little heavy, a little bit. If it helps ground your energy, do something that's grounding. Don't eat too much heavy processed food if you can, like red meats and shit like that. You don't want to eat red meat on your menstrual. Dairies, like heavy processed food. Like sometimes our body craves certain things that is not always good for our body. If you're craving chocolate, eat dark chocolate. If you're craving like meat or something, try to eat maybe like some fish or something. I know like probably shouldn't be eating fish because of the smell and stuff like that, but like something to like an alternative because you have to consider what you're releasing or your consider your body, and if you need rest you need rest, like honor that, don't overextend yourself. um like if you're someone that works out daily, like during your period, like kind of give yourself that time, like if you not to cut out exercise completely, maybe take a walk or something or ride a bike or something, like get what you need. Don't overextend yourself though. I'm definitely getting like y'all, even if you are not feeling like, oh, I got to cleanse out some energies or I got some people up in there in my system that I need to cleanse out. Even if it's not that deep, like still, you know, cleanse your yoni. And I do feel like if not papaya, some sort of yoni health, fruit or vegetable in a juice form or smoothie form or something like that, or a tea form. There are certain herbs that are good for your yoni, that you can also integrate as well. Raspberry leaf tea is really good, especially as a remedy if you have like cramps sometimes. Um, Roses are really good for yoni health too. Um, what else? Cranberries, like real organic cranberry juice or cranberries. It's on top of my tongue. It's like a yellow flower, and I can never pronounce it. I think it's calendula. Uh, the yellow flower, that's good as well. You can look it up, like what herbs are good for yoni health or tea. Okra water is good as well. Okra, yeah, that's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull now. Okay, so that was the papaya read. Um, I can't wait to eat this because I'm about to eat this. I'm about to cut this up and make something with it. So, and the seeds. Don't forget about the seeds now. Okay, there's tons of seeds in here. Like I said, some of them kind of have like a raisin type texture to them. Um, so kind of like aged a little bit. But yeah, this is a beautiful papaya. It for the most part is healthy, but there is like some parts of it that feel kind of softer, kind of a little more aged than the rest of it, but that's okay. Okay. So some of you guys might be in your like 30s to like your 50s that are watching this, maybe late 40s. And if you're younger than that, there might be quite a bit of trauma that you need to heal here, in this sacred space, in this area. um you don't want to allow people in your sacred space that are not respectful of you, that don't really have the best intentions or love for you. You don't want to take that energy in. The type of intercourse that you're having might actually be traumatic to the body. I don't know what that exactly means for you, but that's what I'm getting. Like you need to be more mindful of the energy that you're allowing into your space. I'm getting like too much. Oh, I can't even say it. Oh shit, I was about to say it, y'all. It's too much self pleasure going on, if you know what I'm saying, or the type of pleasuring that you're doing is actually harmful to the yoni. So like if you're using things that kind of have like too much vibrations in it, or it's something that's like, you know what I mean, like not to get too graphic, but I gotta be honest in what I'm saying. um Especially in this top area, that little pearl area right there, it has a lot going on right there. Okay, it has like that aged kind of wilted look. It's really tender right there. So like even that, Okay, I know that you can do like, sex magic and things like that and manifest from those spaces, but um, you know, be mindful of that. Maybe like don't use like stuff like, adult entertainment to get that energy, like really tap into yourself. And you have to have focus when you're doing that. It's not about like um what's it called, like lustful energy. It shouldn't be manifested from that lower space, even though like your yoni is near your lower chakras, but it's more so from a space of creativity, and harnessing your essence and your power to wield in what you want. So it's not that type of energy. So like if you're gonna use certain tools and things like that, maybe tools that are like with crystals and stuff like that, because they do have crystal, things specifically for healing and things like that, that help with the yoni. um a partner that you trust, where it's a sacred space, where it's a mutual exchange, and that requires your discernment, of course, if you already have a partner. But again, like, even sometimes our partner is not always right for us, so it's like you have to treat your yoni with more reverence and respect. That is not just a space where something just goes in and out of it, and like, you have to treat it with more respect, and you know what I mean, put a little bit more of a make it a ceremonial connection more so than anything else, especially right now. And if you're younger, like I said, like this younger generation, y'all do not take sex seriously enough for me. That is scary. Like that y'all just think it's just that loose, like you could just sleep with whoever. And we're not talking about STDs and getting pregnant and stuff like that, but more deeper energy that you're exchanging with the person, and who you're yoking yourself with, who you're taking into your body, the essence, their mindset, all of that. You got to be mindful of who you allow to plug into your essence, into your sacred space and your portal, child, because there are energy vampires that, take pleasure in sucking energy from you in that way, because that's one of the most powerful ways to take somebody's energy. It's one of the most sacred and most intimate ways that you can take somebody's essence and energy. So you can't just be sleeping with anybody. I don't care how good they look. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care how they gaming you, what they talking about. It's not worth it. You know, um, you got to treat yourself like a temple or portal. Not everybody is going to have that easy access, and they shouldn't. Not at all. And the prerequisite should never just be because, oh, they look good, they fine, and, no. Mm-mm. Or they buying me this, they're taking me out on a date. Like, that's not enough. You know, oh, he makes me feel good. Oh, I feel like I'm in love with him, but he ain't shit. He ain't treating you like nothing. So they should not even be able to enter your body, like, at all. They have no right being there. It's almost like how you should feel. Like it's a violation to even connect with someone that doesn't respect you as a whole, as a soul, as a spirit, as a divine being. They shouldn't have no access to you. They shouldn't even be able to smell, touch it, feel it at all, taste it, none of that. Like that access should completely be cut off from those that are not for you. And it's not hard to tell who respects you and who really cares about you. Attention is not love. And I know some young women haven't really understand that concept yet, or haven't healed those wounds. Like attention does not equate to you being valued. Um, Somebody spending money on you, taking you out a date is not um, a manifestation of them holding value for you. Like that's just a gesture. You know what I'm saying? So um, hold that key sacred. Nobody should just be able to just come in and take in exchange from you. All right, so that was the fruit divination. So we're gonna do the reading now. Let me move this out the way because I'm gonna eat this a little bit later. Gonna do something real nice with that. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I like this video if it's resonating, if it's hitting, or you feel like somebody might need to hear it. Because yeah, I'm gonna use the Sacred Cycles Oracle. Oh, missing a card. I'm also going to use the moon. The moon is a mother pregnancy oracle. You don't have to be pregnant, but I do resonate with this deck. It's very beautiful. I love the messages on this deck. I'm also going to use my, what's the other deck? Tarot for Pregnancy as well. I love this deck. We're going to use it. Because this deck isn't just for people that are pregnant, but people that are spiritually, energetically birthing right now. And then last, I'm going to use the Faces of Oshun Oracle. I'm going to put it over here to the side though. Yeah, it's like our divine goddess wisdom at the ends of this reading. Okay. All right. So if you guys are interested in any of my spiritual doula readings, I have 13 different readings I offer under my spiritual doula reading sessions. I have the voice recorded version that you can keep always and listen to it and play it back. Or if you want something more personal, you guys can book a phone session, 30 minutes or an hour. So if you're interested in the voice recording, that would be under my shop section on my website. If you want to book any phone sessions, it would be in the booking section. Okay. All right. Let's get it. Just going to leave it open first. Then I'm going to use the spread that I have here created for this reading. So, Spirit, any messages that you would like to add additionally? Five of Wands. Okay. As some of you guys might be burnt out or a little tired, you do need to prioritize your rest and not compete with time. And because I feel like you might feel a little bit of guilt as well, if you have to take time for yourself, especially if you are a parent. Okay, you have support and you have help, and I feel like you worry about, is someone else burdened by the fact that maybe you need help? Okay, no, I feel some of you guys might have a toddler or a small child. um your baby could have the initials B or K or C. Your child could be a Capricorn or Pisces sun child. If you have children, for some of you that could be like your initials, your energy. But yeah, you're not competing with time. Um you gotta give yourself the rest. If you have help. Okay, yeah. So going back to the energy where I said, like, there's certain people that you need to cleanse your energy from. You have the Devil and the Three of Swords. And for some of you, if you have a divine partner that you are with, that it's a safe space for you guys in that physical, intimate space that you guys can help each other heal. Now, this might be a little controversial. It's not something that I would suggest for everybody. Like, you got to be very careful with this type of stuff because having intercourse on your menstrual is a very powerful energy. But if you're with the wrong person, where it's not consensual, it's like some deviant energy on your behalf, like you're doing something behind the scenes, trying to trap somebody, trying to manipulate, I do not encourage that. If this is coming from, like I said, a consensual space and y'all know what y'all doing, that is a very powerful thing. But I'm not encouraging everybody to do that. If that's something that you're called to, or you understand, or you feel led to research or have a conversation with your partner about that, by all means. So this isn't me necessarily encouraging that, but I do see it here. So I have to call it out as I see it. If that's something that you guys in a safe space are guided to do, because there's something healing about this energy, like, or a partner connecting with you to help you heal a trauma through intimacy. And it might not be something that you're both consciously aware of that you're doing, but it's happening. It's an energy that is happening. And then for some of you, you guys are clearing out those partners that need to go, because these vines, these grapes around here kind of remind me of the seeds that were in the papaya. So some of you guys are clearing some energy out. And if you look at the Three of Swords, there's like tears or rain actually coming from that cloud. So there's a lot of clearing that's happening. So if you're having a lot of emotions built up, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, just know that you're releasing. And it might be connected to someone that you were intimate with. Could have been your first, could have been somebody that violated you, in other words. Okay. So just know that you're doing a very powerful work right now. Even if you're not intentionally, consciously doing it, know that your spirit is doing it, your highest self is doing it. So, yeah. All right. So that's very powerful, okay? You're very powerful. Even when you're resting, even when you're just not totally aware of everything that's going on, okay? The Four of Wands, again, going back to some sort of support energy that you do have around you. Some of you guys do need to connect with people that are a safe space for you. This could be reconnecting. It's like a friendship. This reminds me of is it called Friendsgiving, like Friends Thanksgiving or something like that? That's what this reminds me of, like people connecting, like a group of friends. This could be like a group space that you find online that you resonate with or guided to go to, or it's like an intentional space that's what you need right now. Okay. All right, let's get into the reading. Let me share this somewhere else too before we get into the spread. Um, Let me share this because YouTube sucks at notifying people. Hold on. It's like a last minute shit too. Like they'll do it like at the very last minute. It's like for real, son. Like for real, as my sister would say, for real, son. Hold on. Um. She funny. Hold on. Um. I don't know. Let me see if it will let me do it here. Hold on. Hold on, man. Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. Let's get into the spread now. Hopefully that is posting. Okay, spirit. For this collective spirit, I ask for divine wisdom, divine truth, divine clarity, healing, sacred healing, for holding space for all people on their journey that are seeking empowerment, healing, grief, sadness, trauma, um, creative blockages, those who are close to birthing out their dreams, their goals, integrating new dreams and ideas and goals, desires, childbirth, those that are mothers that are currently healing. This could be for postpartum, depression, or mothers going through just motherhood as well, or a parent. We send them much love and much healing. We ask for the guided messages to come clear and plain. Okay. All right. First things first that we're going to look into is, what is your Yoni trying to tell you right now? What is a message that your Yoni is sending to you? What is your Yoni trying to tell you right now? Six of Pentacles. Okay. What pain, grief, or shame still lives in this space, in this Yoni space, this energy? What is it that still exists there? The Seven of Wands. She's giving Queen of Wands energy. That's interesting, doesn't it? What generational energy or pattern are you carrying in your womb? So this could be ancestral wounds here. Um, what is it that lies here, Spirit, for this particular collective? The Elder of Wands. Wow. Wow. um, how can you strengthen your energetic boundaries and protect your sacred space? How can you protect your sacred space, your energetic boundaries, strengthening them? The Youth of Swords. Okay. What happens or what opens you to safe, expansive pleasure and joy? What opens this collective to safe, expansive pleasure and joy? The Youth of Wands. Interesting. Um, what is your sensual reclamation? So a message about you reclaiming your sensual power on your own terms. A message about you reclaiming your sensual power on your own terms. The Moon. Ooh, this card is fire. I love this card right here. Okay. All right. So the last card we'll save for the Oshun Oracle. So I'm going to clarify with these oracles right here. So bottom of the deck was the Youth of Cups. Okay. So first things first, the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles represents the um the energy that your Yoni is trying to express to you. What is it? Excuse me. What is it trying to tell you right now? Okay. If you look at this card, it has um birth center, supports Black birth workers. So I want to touch on something really quick. And I've heard stories personally, and I even had a personal experience when I had my child too. While I was in the hospital, it's like they don't believe fat means greasy when women are not complaining, but just expressing, I should say, um, that they're in discomfort or something doesn't feel right, and they kind of ignore. And they did a study on this that says that the neglect of Black pregnant women is at a high rate, and some of these fatalities that these pregnant women have during birth could be avoided. So there is a little bit of neglect here, and I feel like this card is saying that your Yoni may feel like a lack of support sometimes, may feel like it could be expressing to you sometimes that your pain may go unnoticed even by yourself, or you ignore your burnout, you ignore certain pains or things that you feel, something that doesn't feel right in your energy or your spirit, not just in your body. So your Yoni may be expressing this to you, that it needs a little bit more tender love and care, not just from you but from those around you. And if they're not giving that, then they have no business being in your energetic space, because this affects your nervous system as well. Same thing with romantic partners. If your energy doesn't feel safe around that person on a day-to-day basis, they should not have physical access to your body, because they may not even create a safe space even in that sense. So there's something about pouring in and nurturing. I'm noticing the women, the two women and the two children here. So this could also be stemming from childhood as well, something with nurturing and support and feeling the lack thereof. There's some sort of discriminatory energy that's coming um, from this card, or healing, that I should say. It's not really, I don't see that lack of support within this card, but I feel like the energy or the feeling of lack of support that may stem from something deeper, like I said, going back to the childhood. So with the birth center card, it's like you do have a space to create and birth yourself out. You do have support that's there, even if it feels like it's not a large quantity of support. Nonetheless, you do have support. You are supported. You are loved. You are appreciated. And there's people that will show up for you even when you feel like you can't show up for yourself sometimes. So these could represent the midwives. These could represent the protectress of these children here as well. So this could be you taking your power back and giving it back to your inner child as well. You see how the women are giving the children the tools to garden or to plant the seeds in this garden, because the children do represent seeds. So this could be you giving back to your inner child those seeds that were taken, those things that may have felt like they were stripped from you. Okay. All right. With the Seven of Wands energy being here, the Seven of Wands does look like the Queen of Wands a lot. She does. This represents the wounds that you hold in your yoni space. So, like, what pain or grief or shame still lives in that space where you feel like you have to be overly protective. Like, you have a history of maybe experiences that you feel like you had to protect and defend yourself, where you didn't feel safe in your space. Um, you're much wiser though, and I feel like you acknowledge that, you understand that, like your discernment is on high. Um, you could be someone that is well studied, something with psychology or mental health and wellness. You could be well studied in that, or that's the topics that you like to read on, or you have a lot of books on mental health and wellness and healing. um, One book that I do suggest, there's a few books that are good for um, divine sacred energy, the sacred womb. The Sacred Woman book by Queen Afua is a great book because it not only has a lot of good information, um, it has rituals. It has recipes that are good for your yoni, for your health. It talks about breast health, all that. So it's a really good book. It has also like things that you can do like with other people that are like your, like pretty much like your accountability partner, like someone that is like you both kind of check in with each other. You keep each other like motivated, going, disciplined, things like that. So there's something with like the things that you've been reading. So the grief and the pain or the shame that still lives in that space is maybe the times where you feel like you didn't know any better. So there's that. Give yourself the grace. So you didn't know better about certain things, or you feel like you didn't have the power that you do now, or you didn't have the wisdom or the understanding that you do now. So it's like maybe you forgiving yourself for not, feeling like you were protected, or that you protected yourself enough. You got to release that guilt, that shame around that. um because you are very wise, you're very strong. So you're not broken. You weren't broken at all. Nobody really broke you in essence. If anything, you're way more wiser and stronger. So the Seven of Wands may not even recognize that she's, because like I said, she's giving Queen of Wands energy, may not even know that you have the power that you do. It's like not seeing your own magic or your own um your own power sometimes. Okay. Then we're going to tap into what are the ancestral echoes here. What is the generational energy or pattern that you are currently carrying within your womb space? You have the Elder of Wands. So you do come from a lineage of very strong women, and some women that may have had to lean on each other, didn't really have the support maybe of, unfortunately, maybe masculine figures, or the masculine figures may have been in their lives but not present in their lives, or just kind of like, um I also see children that also, could be a cultural thing, but the children are very involved in some of adult um the adult duties and responsibilities, such as maybe cooking and cleaning at a very young age. And that's a good thing to an extent, but you don't want to put too much pressure on a child. So maybe as a child, you may have kind of had to grow up a little too soon. I'm seeing like your grandmother was very involved in your household for some of you. Took the space of a, not just a maternal figure, but a fraternal. So like took the space of whoever was supposed to be the patriarchal figure in your home or in your household. Like there's something with that. Um, some of you guys, it was like born into, like you're very, how do I explain this? You're very powerful in a sense of like you could have been birthed, like something about your birthing was ceremonial. So again, I don't know if this is like a cultural thing, or like your grandmother or something prayed over you as you were coming into this realm or something. There's something about that that's coming through. But I feel like the ancestral patterns could be like there's a lot of involvement with the women and maybe not enough moral support from the masculine energies, whether they were working, whether they were, just completely absent. There's something with that is that is not fair, but your elders took care of this. I feel like your mother down to your grandmother and on down. So this could be your maternal bloodline, obviously, like your mother's bloodline and the women in their family. Um, yeah, this feels kind of like a heavy energy, but it's like I got it, I got this, and maybe you carry that inside of you as well. Um, yeah, it's like I got it, even though I'm tired, even though like I would prefer not to, I got this. Like, that's what it's giving. So, yeah, that's where this wands energy comes in, like very protective, very maybe sometimes even defensive um of your energy sometimes. But if you look at this card, it's really dope actually. They're doing some sort of ceremony as this baby is being birthed. The grandmother, and they're the umbilical cord, something with this bowl. Okay. Something about your birth. I don't know. Like you could have had, um, I don't know, like you could have had something significant around your birth, like when your mother, some of you guys were born at home too. Not for everybody, but some of you guys could have been born, had it like been birthed at home. Okay. So, what can you do to strengthen your energetic boundaries and protect your sacred space? You have the Youth of Swords. So, again, this is going back to the inner child as well. Being that which your inner child needed. There's something about like the child imagination and creativity that you are returning back to, or you're being called to return back to. And maybe as you do that, anything that is a threat to that, is a distraction to that, that is how you're going to implement maybe a certain level or different type of boundary and protect your sacred space because of what you're creating, if that makes sense. So, like your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, maybe in the past you had people that came into your life that was a distraction or energy kill or energy vampire, or in your youth, like maybe you were taught like you got to work now and play later type energy. You don't have time to be a child sometimes, right? So I kind of feel like as you give that back to your inner child, give them that permission to be free to think and to be and to create or to envision what they want or just be their authentic self without that barrier, without that um, heavy parental control over you because you're no longer a child. So tapping back into that energy and giving your inner child the space to be free, that is like you protecting you at all costs, protecting what you're creating, protecting like your own expression, how you live your life, that's healthy and best for you. And I feel like it's ironic that this little boy has created a cardboard box like airplane or jet or whatever this is like a little small plane, that this represents you being free and you taking off, taking flight. Prophetically, just like airplanes prophetically represent high purposes and callings, high vision, sometimes international purposes and callings, like not just limited to your community or something small, something big. So in essence, think big. Even though this is a small plane that this little boy is creating, it's a vision. It might seem small right now, but there's a bigger picture to that. Okay. And not everybody can fit in a small plane. So, with that, you can't take everybody with you on this flight, if you know what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, that's what you can do to strengthen your energetic boundaries and protect your sacred space. Remind yourself of your big visions or the things that you've been called to, maybe since as a child, things that you saw for yourself, and not allow too many people in on that. Like you got to treat it as sacred. You got to treat it as exclusive. You got to say there's not enough capacity for everybody on here. Not everybody's about to take flight with me. That's not happening, right? Y'all gonna tank my shit. Y'all, you just cannot, and you can't take too much luggage with you. So In the words of Miss Erica Badu, our good auntie Miss Erica Badu says, like in the Bag Lady, you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. Okay. You can't take all that baggage with you, all that weight. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay. And have compassion. There's a part in the song, that Bag Lady song, that I like, where it was like, still have, like, calling the truth as it is, but still having compassion and telling the listener to have compassion for yourself. Like, in the end of it all, like, yes, this is the truth. I have certain baggages, but I need to let it go. I need to let it go, you know? And then the line that says pack light, pack light. So it's kind of encouraging you to work through that. If you listen to that song, like, affirming, like, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And sometimes we just can't let the shit go, especially like when you've been hurt so many times, it's hard to, get over that sometimes. But like, the more you like sit with it and you release it, you get the wisdom from it, you'll feel much lighter. And then the line that says, bet your love can make it better. Your love for yourself can make it better. Like, you have to save yourself. You'll have support. You'll have people that will be a mirror to you, but you have to save yourself at the end of the day. No one's going to do the work for you. Right? Okay. So what opens you to safe, expansive pleasure and joy? You have the Youth of Wands. So you have two youth cards. Again, that inner child energy, or going back to remembrance. There's something with the books. You notice the Seven of Wands, those books here, there's books here, and she's writing. So something as a child is going back to that, because like she's writing here, but then in the Seven of Wands, that book is already laid out, it's open. So there's something with prophecy, maybe. You could be someone that is a writer, have always wanted to write, always had like a deep connection with literature. Okay, so you're an avid reader, you love to read, um, or you're someone that has a lot of knowledge and you've taken a lot of information. And it's like, you could be someone that is a keeper of knowledge and you're meant to share that in some type of form. So I feel like it's going back to this. Like, you'll find that pleasure, that safe expansion and joy in maybe your writing, you know, maybe writing a devotional to your womb space, your healing, your creativity, um, something with your inner child coming back to life in that, a remembrance again because of that. And if you look in the background, she has a whole library. Like, I'm sure this child is a happy child with that. The fact that they got all these books at their disposal, and there's many stacked on her desk. So it's like she could be studying, or these could be things that she genuinely enjoys, you know, doing. And I feel like you maybe even enjoy learning. Like, school, you might have not liked the social aspect of it so much, but maybe you enjoy like the learning aspect, or maybe literature or English was your favorite class or something like that. Um, oh no. Yeah. So you'll find your pleasure in like finding that energy again within your inner child. That's the beauty of this, for sure. Um, yeah, that's the beauty of this. I feel your inner child is kind of navigating you back to your original visions, or something that was purposeful that maybe you didn't know was purposeful at the time, like when you were a kid, that this is a calling, this is a purpose for me, this is why I'm so drawn to certain subjects or certain topics, things like that. Like, maybe you just didn't have the type of just that download or that type of wisdom yet about like what your purpose is, what you're called to. Like, that wasn't something that registered with you. um yeah, so I do feel um that for a lot of you, like, you are going to return back to a place of more of a lighter space, more of a lighter energy, where it's not so heavy, or where you feel kind of tied down to some sort of not saying that you shouldn't have structure, because you most definitely need structure for what you're creating, but more so from a space of, how do I explain this? It's like free of expression, like going back to that place that, where you're pure in yourself before you didn't have too much um taintedness over your own identity, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, so with the reclamation, a message about you reclaiming your sensual power on your own terms, you have the moon. Very powerful. The moon is connected sometimes to feminine energy, depending on who you ask, they might say like the sun is actually connected to the feminine energy and things like that. And then some will say the moon, right? But I feel like all of us resonate with different parts of nature in our own like facets. We can resonate with both the sun and the moon. The moon, I feel like, can connect to the menstrual cycle. Again, going back to that, there's some sort of sacred circle, maybe. So, like, you finding that power may be connected with a sacred circle or people who are like minded, like you, that are also in a space of liberation within their own identity. There's something about like maybe a literal like moon ceremony that maybe you might be connected to, um or you might connect with people under, some sort of moon ritual. Obviously people that you trust, obviously where it's a sacred space, where it's not like egos and competition involved and like some sneaky shit, but you see how they're all free to express themselves in their own bodies just as they are. You have one woman that is disabled, you have one woman that is bald, has no hair, but her cooch is hairy, like it's just different energies. And then, this woman, she looks like she's a full figured woman. Like they're in their natural states and being, and they're just being present. So I feel like that's powerful. It may not be literally like a ceremony that is all set up and planned and shit like that and organized. It might just be a vibe and an essence that when you connect with the right people, they bring that energy out with you reclaiming that. It could be the words that they speak, the words that you speak over them, because this feels like a mutual exchange. Kind of feels like Three of Cups energy too with this. So it feels like not just you being affirmed, but others being affirmed. You affirming them. You guys are all affirming each other. Whether that's within the same space or these are people that you just connect with throughout your life or your journey, or this chapter rather in your journey. And it turns something on for you on the inside that was dormant or just hidden there subconsciously. Okay, so let's clarify this with the oracle. I might do like a one for the boobies, okay? Might do one for the boobies, like a energy read like this, but for the breast with I'm gonna do fruits. Probably tomorrow. We'll see. Let's see. Because I wanted to do this reading yesterday on Venus Day. I felt like it was perfect, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna chill on that. And on top of that, I have my Ghetto Fairy Friday, so I didn't want to be like live twice. That might be an overkill. So let's see what else, Spirit. Sum this energy up for the collective. What is the sacred cycle energy right now? The sacred cycle right now within this energy. Waning crescent moon. We did talk about the waning moon a little bit. You got the mother and you have the sun. And I did mention the sun too. And it's interesting because you have the moon. And doesn't this look a lot like the papaya shape a little bit? Okay. Very interesting. I'm going to read the meanings of these cards, but this hummingbird and the waning moon, I love hummingbirds. Hummingbirds represent like rebirth energy as well, like new beginnings and blessings when they come your way, when they flutter your way, I should say. And the mother card to me is like that energy of you protecting you nurturing yourself, nurturing the things that you're birthing out. And as a mother, you are in a space of rebirth. It may not feel like it because there is a release energy here. There is a part of that. there's something that you do need to give, to yourself, like something to help you relax. Like it could be going outside. Maybe at night, that is where you feel most calm, where you go out outside. Maybe like you like to take walks at night. Be careful doing that. If you like to sit out under, the moonlight in a safe space in your backyard or your front yard or your patio or whatever. Or sit in your car in like a safe space and like just breathe, and it's like at night or the evening time, like that might be the most quiet time for you, especially if you are a mother. Another thing I'm getting to is like it feels like there's sun gazing. Sit out in the sun and like allow yourself to be recharged. Like if you have kids, take them to the park, sit out in the sun and rejuvenate. Like let that energy charge you and your children, like charge that energy up. um some of you guys might be called to do like something under the moonlight, like something sacred for just you personally. I don't know what that is. I feel like that's just, it's going to come to you naturally, all of you differently individually. It's your own thing. And then um if you're called to, because they do like moon gazing with your yoni, you can sun gaze with your yoni too. Like, put your toot that thing up, mommy, make it. No, I'm just like, yeah, but like toot that thing up to the sun in a safe space where maybe you're charging that space or that energy. um but yeah, so let's read the meanings of these cards. I want to see what kind of messages come through. So let's start with the waning moon, number 7. Okay. So the waning moon has an affirmation that says, I create space for rest. Yes. Okay. So the final phase before the darkness, the waning crescent moon welcomes you with an opportunity to seek more deeply into your practice of rest. Choosing intentional rest can be a radical act, and this is exactly what is being asked of you at this time. Instead of waiting for the moment of burnout when rest becomes a requirement, you have the chance to create and plan for the most delicious experience of rest for yourself. This can be based on what you most nourish or what would most nourish you at this time and place in your life. It may feel a bit funny at first to be so calculated about resting. Still, just like so many other experiences in your life, there is a deep medicine in anticipating something you desire. Enjoy all the gifts that come from this downtime, releasing any sense of urgency and reveling in the whole process. The journal prompt for this card is, how can I plan for intentional rest that will nourish me? Okay. Let's read the sun, number 11. Okay. The affirmation is, I am the light. The sun is the earth's life force, providing nourishment, warmth, and light. It shines a spotlight down upon you, reminding you that the time has come to step into the center stage of your own life. This is a calling for big, bold declarations and for giving voice to your heart's desires. You are being infused with the courage necessary to speak and draw others' attention towards you. You have the message to share. Okay. And with light shining upon you, it is your time to share your truth and gifts with the world. Any fears that arise around you, this can be witnessed with love and grace, understanding that your anxious mind only wants to keep you safe. Give it just a moment of your time and then remind it that you are ready to be known for all of your glory. You have a sacred calling, and nothing will stop you from stepping forward and living it. The journal prompt for this card is, what in my life wants to be illuminated? Okay. So you guys are being called to the forefront. Eventually, like I said, you're coming into a space where you're about to birth some new shit. It's like it's coming through. So what I got in the papaya reading anyway. Um, let's look at the mother card, number 23. So this is the cycles of life section. So the affirmation of the mother card is, I love myself unconditionally. The archetype of her profound nurturing and service, the mother, ensures that a loving embrace caresses all those who are in need of a tender touch. Boundless compassion shines down upon you through the guidance of the Divine Mother. and fertile abundance in all its form awaits you with a with a reminder that you are so deeply cared for. All parts of you are welcome and celebrated here. You are being encouraged to open up to connecting with patient role models who may share their wisdom and guide you along your journey. You will discover profound blessings through acts of service and seeking ways to care for others. This becomes a growing cycle of nourishment and fertility for you and those you reach with your gifts. So, some of you guys, you have healing abilities and gifts as well. And if you don't rest and kind of allow yourself to rejuvenate that energy, you again, that burnout comes out. You'll burn yourself out trying to be everything to everyone. So when the time comes, when you come out, because you are that for a lot of people, if you're not a physical mother, you're a spiritual mother or a nurturing essence or spirit, right? So the journal prompt for this card is how open am I to receiving care? How do I provide care for others? Okay. Last but not least, we're going to read that bottom card with Olivia, okay, this is the physical body. I might have pronounced that female organ wrong, but forgive me. So you have the affirmation here is I am protected. Encompassing the external structures of this genital area, it surrounds and protects the delicate and powerful parts of our inner generative space. Acting as a guardian and pleasure center, it can also hold on to unprocessed emotions and experiences. That's what I was picking up with the papaya. All right. It says, take note of anything that feels a bit exposed or raw at this time and consider how you might give more care to this cherished part of you. In the past, it might have felt liberating and important to share this part of yourself with the world, but now the same part is calling for an internal nurturing vibration instead. If you are considering whether to bring a new creation or aspect of yourself into light for others to see, be sure to give yourself plenty of time and space to discern whether this is in alignment and conjures a sense of pleasure. Let joy be your guiding light. The journal prompt for this is, where in my life do I need to show up as a protector for what is precious to me? Again, going back to what was it? I think it was one of the youth cards, Youth of Swords, I think it was, the Youth of Wands as well. Okay. That is where one of the boundaries, the energetic boundaries of protection comes from, of what is precious to me and protecting it at all costs. All right, let's pull one from the Mother is a Moon, or the Moon is a Mother. The Mother is the Moon. The Mother is a Moon. I said that backwards. The Moon is a Mother. Okay, couple cards. One more. Okay. You have the aloe vera card. So some of you guys, that might be good. Aloe vera is good. I don't know if you can drink it. I'm pretty sure you can drink it. If I'm not mistaken, you can put it in your smoothies. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can. So that might be something good for the yoni as well. If you're not allergic. So y'all are close to giving birth. You have the birth card. You are, and you might be having like those spiritual contractions. I picked this up in another reading like a week ago. The arriving one, I believe it was, or I don't remember which one it was actually. Let me not quote that because I don't remember. But it was last week. And I was picking up that you're very close to giving birth, okay? Energetically speaking. You have the cave. So some of you guys could be in an energetic space right now, again, where you're being called to just rest, chill, There's wisdom to be found in that space. Once you come out of this energy, come out of this space of spirit just kind of keeping you in a place of hiddenness right now, but I feel like you're not going to be in this space for very long. But when you come out of it, there's so much wisdom, so much energy, so much creativity, so many ideas that are coming through, and everything is going to line up and make perfect sense in a way. So you have the Moon card with La Luna. So technically the moon came out two times. You also had the sun come out in the other deck. So there's something about two facets of your essence, of your energy. There's a time to be hidden and a time to be seen. Some of you guys are on the cusp of being seen, but you're still in this holding space of being hidden, receiving the nurturing, receiving the downloads, the introspection that you need. Okay. The Rose of Jericho came out. The Rose of Jericho is really good to have in your home and in your space for welcoming in blessings and energy. Um, Jericho can be also associated with the Bible. There's something about that that might resonate. I'm not going to go too much into that, but I am going to read the meaning of these cards. But this is what I'm picking up. Um, and then, even this shell and this pearl that she's holding can also be connected to the womb as well, the Yoni. Okay. Um, what's the lowest card? Number two. Okay, number two with La Luna, the moon. So it says you need to be nurtured by your mother or mother figures in your life. Lean on them for nourishment of all kinds. Food, emotional support, guidance. Additional meanings of this card is work more intimately and consistently with the moon and her phases. The moon is a mother too, and she can hold you up. So kind of going back to the moon phases of like when you're having your menstrual, when you're ovulating. I'll put that post up on the community post if you want to see it. But like it kind of gives you a little bit of a perspective of what kind of energy that you're in, what kind of energy to work with and manifest with at those certain points in time. Like it's very powerful to be in tune with your yoni space. You know what I mean? Like it's the power and the essence that comes with that. It's very significant. So, um, yeah, let's see what else. Number 10. Okay, number 10. The cave says a sacred space is essential no matter how small. Our homes can be overtaken by things for a baby, so do what you can to declutter and reclaim your corner for yourself. Create an area that is exclusive for you to decompress. Retreat into it when needed and let any storms pass over while you ride them out in your calming space. So create a sacred space for you, and this could be literally like a space in your home, or this is like within yourself. Like find that sacred space when you need to declutter your space, your energy, physically and spiritually, energetically. Cleanse your space, your energy, anything that's like taken over too much, you know what I mean? Find that sacred closet for yourself. What's next? Number 21. Okay, the Rose of Jericho says abundance comes in other forms beyond financial. If you're feeling scarce, reflect on the many areas of your life that are bountiful. This can look like love, security, opportunity, peace, or fertility. Additional meaning is if you're feeling insecure about your finances, take action and call in more financial security. Excuse me, whether through a prayer, ritual, or vision board, connect with the manifestation practice of your choosing. So if you want to like get a Rose of Jericho to bless your home and place it around in your home, you can do that. And anything else that's suggested is if you're feeling that sense of block, it doesn't necessarily always have to be financial block. Sometimes it's like creative block or feeling like nothing's moving, nothing's happening in your life, right? Sometimes. Um, Let me read the aloe because it's the card right after the Jericho, Rose of Jericho. So the aloe says you need to do some protection work for yourself in your home. During pregnancy, you are more susceptible to energetic attacks from others, such as the evil eye. Although it is true that often these attacks are subconscious, some are deliberate. Be as diligent and energetically protecting yourself in your home now as you will be protecting your baby. So your baby in this instance is your creativity, your ideas, your blessings, your purpose, your destiny in bigger ways. Like you want to protect that. You want to put a shield of protection over that space as you would a child. You don't want everybody kissing on your baby. You don't want everybody touching your baby. You don't want everybody just in your space with your child that doesn't have the right energy. So same thing as it goes with your blessings, your gifts, your purposes. It's not for everyone's consumption. It's not for everyone to experience and to know about and have. You know what I mean? Like not everyone is meant to have, they're not entitled to that. Okay. So that's what I get from that message. And then Last but not least is the birth card number 37. Did anybody find anything on number 435, angel number? So the birth card, it says, birth is approaching, both in the form of the baby or a new part of yourself. Remember, when you become pregnant and even after the baby comes, that doesn't mean you cease to exist, just that a new facet of your identity is born. Prepare yourself in your space. The additional meaning is this transformation can be related to a new career or project. During pregnancy, our creative juices are flowing both internally and externally. This can lead us to dive into new projects or take on new roles at work. Having a baby doesn't inhibit us from tapping into this, but the lack of support and role models in society can. Don't shy away from new ventures. Step into them with confidence. So the part that stood out to me is that you are stepping into a new energy, maybe career, projects, as it says, creative energy or juices are flowing within and externally. So a new facet or of your identity is being born. Those parts stood out to me. So this is energetically speaking. I don't feel like it's literal physical birth. Okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna pull a card from the Faces of Oshun as our last message. And this message is just a blessing from the Divine Mother, a closing message of love, okay? And then I'll have like a ritual option for you, an affirmation if you want to join in on that, or not join in, but do it on your own time if you resonate with it, or you can kind of shift it in a way that resonates with you, okay? All right, Oshun, 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 Oshun. What is the message, Divine Mother message for this collective of those who are meant to receive this message, this reading? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Number 30 with Oshun of correspondence, communication, listening, conflict, resolution. Bottom of the deck is Oshun of desire, passion, longing, drive. Top of the deck is Oshun of unlocked gates, freedom, breaking barriers, unleashed potential. This is your inner child again coming through. So I'm going to read these 3 cards because I feel like there's a message coming through. Again, some of y'all are writers or you have a voice. It's something like your voice needs to be heard. I don't know if that's like speaking, whether that's singing, writing, or all of the above, or putting your ideas into like your writings. Like maybe you want to be a director, a screenplay writer, or something with production or some sort of creativity that you have the gift. That is your gift, that is your calling. You have the gift of sight and being able to express your vision visually in some way, or maybe verbally. So you're going to tap into what drives you. Again, you're going to find that thing. And I feel like Spirit is saying pay attention to advices or guidances around you. Pay attention to, like, if you're just centered and you're paying attention, especially when you're in a state of rest, you're more present. You're not overload. You're not overworking yourself. Or when you have that space to create rest for yourself, when you're in that mode or that space of just presence, that's when things really start to become real clear. Okay. All right. So let's read number 10 first, because that's the lower number. And 10 is an energy of completion and initiation at the same time, like complete and new beginning. So this section of the deck is the initiation of honey. The initiation of honey taps into our creativity, emotions, and sensuality, inviting meditation on our passions, desires, and the flow of interpersonal relationships. The suit that aligns with is the sacral chakra. Okay. Just as honey has the ability to attract, sweeten, and a balanced sacral chakra magnetizes positive experiences in relationships, Oshun uses her honey to create harmony and enchant. Both Oshun and the sacral chakra inspire us to taste the sweetness of life, to engage with the world in a new way that is fulfilling and pleasurable. In rituals devoted to Oshun, honey is often used to sweeten situations or to attract love and abundance. Okay, so the Oshun Desire card. The affirmation of this card is I honor my deepest desires. So it asks, what do you really want? This is a sacred call to acknowledge and honor your deepest wants and wishes. The big, scary, juicy, hidden dreams. It is a very vulnerable place to acknowledge your true desires. When you bring your genuine aspirations into focus, the divine within grants you the power to manifest them. Align your actions with your deepest wishes. And then what do you do now? It says it's just not about wanting, it's about feeling, believing, and acting in a way that is aligned with your true self. When you embrace what you genuinely desire, you step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Do not stifle your desires out of fear or other people's opinions. Don't let procrastination or perfectionism derail you. These stumbling blocks postpone your joy. Start where you are with what you have and take baby steps each day. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. Okay. They do have a healing ritual. It does have Oshun's story related to this if you want to screenshot it. I'm not gonna read all that. Okay. All right. Next is number 30 with Oshun of correspondence. Let's see. All right. So her section is initiation of laughter. So the initiation of laughter investigates communication, expression, and truth, urging you to voice your innermost thoughts and feelings and harness the power of authentic expression or self-expression. The suit aligns with the throat chakra. Just as Oshun's gift for song and melody is a spiritual tool of creation and change. Her melodious laughter serves as a divine expression of joy, power, and positive energy. Just as Oshun uses her voice, whether through a song, laughter, or speech, to create and transform, the throat chakra serves as our personal channel for verbal expression and the manifestation of our highest truth. The throat chakra is the center of communication, self expression, and truth speaking. In many stories, Oshun goes to battle armed only with a calabash. I don't know, sorry. And a song. Balancing this energy channel allows us to wield the power of our own voices to influence and transform our world. Okay, so this card affirmation it is I listen and speak with clarity and courage. Have you been holding something in? Speaking your truth, but also be prepared to listen. Perhaps you've been all ears, but not voicing your own needs. Now is your time to be heard. The goddess reminds you that listening as an active skill as speaking makes space for others' voices even as you raise your own. The message is crystal clear. Master the art of dialogue, whether it's a tough talk you've been avoiding or opening the lines of communication in a relationship, the time is now. Negotiations and partnerships can play a significant role right now in business, love, or family. Mutual understanding is the key to success. The energy of this goddess could also indicate that a critical message is on its way. So be open and receptive, whether the news comes by word of mouth, email, or even a spiritual form of communication. Effective conversations can resolve conflict, create peace, and spark creativity. Open your throat chakra, clear any blockages, and let the words flow. Okay. Then it has a ritual. I'll let you screenshot it if you would like to. And Oshun's story connected to this card. And last, we're going to read the Oshun of Unlocked Gates, number 36. And this section is the initiation of peacocks. Peacocks are one of Oshun's symbols. Okay. So it says the initiation of peacocks invites you into the depths of intuition, insight, and foresight, encouraging you to trust and cultivate your innate inner vision and heightened perception. This suit aligns with the third eye chakra. So, despite our appearance, Oshun is renowned for her wisdom and emotional depth. Oshun is associated with the peacock, a bird revered in various spiritual traditions for its connection to the third eye. The eye pattern in its feathers are symbolic of clairvoyance and spiritual insight, a representation of Oshun's inner qualities. Both the third eye chakra and Oshun guide us towards higher states of awareness and spiritual understanding, reminding us of the potential for transformation and insight within each of us. The third eye chakra is our spiritual center, known for intuition, insight, and inner spirituality. Just like the chakra serves as an inner compass for navigating consciousness, Oshun acts as a divine facilitator of intuitive perception and spiritual awareness. So, this particular card, the unlocked gates, the affirmation is, I hold the keys to my own liberation. Ready or not, the gates to your freedom are open. Liberation comes in many forms. Choose yours. You're standing at the threshold of a new, profound sovereignty. Pinpoint what has been holding you back: fear, self doubt, or external factors. To embody this commitment, take immediate, tangible action, no matter how small. Maybe you'll finally book that class you've been curious about, or initiate a challenging but necessary conversation. Walk through this unlocked gate. With your freedom comes a responsibility to set fresh boundaries. Be clear about what you will and will not accept moving forward. If your freedom is tied to something bigger, like a job loss or a breakup, recognizing this moment for both loss and growth. You hold the key to your destiny. Now is the time to turn it and step it into your full power. Okay. Then you have the Oshun story and the healing ritual if you wish to screenshot that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my own thing, shebang with y'all. Okay. Um, Before doing this, y'all, if you feel guided to anything that you do, moving forward, to go into that sacred Yoni healing at this point, based off of whatever you tapped into in this reading, whatever came through, whatever awakened or triggered inside. If you feel led, you can work with the color red most definitely, or the color yellow, and or the color orange, or all three. If you need a standing candle for that, like, energy, maybe a pink candle to welcome in self-love. Okay. For the Oshun, daughters of Oshun, this resonates with you. You can work with Mama Oshun with this healing energy too as well. So you want to anoint your belly and the top of your womb, maybe with some rose oil. Okay. Something with roses. If you are able to find some papaya, like Yoni oil, because they do have a lot um on the market, but you just got to find something that resonates with you, um that you feel called to and feel safe. Maybe check the ingredients before you use it. But you can make your own rose water or rose oil, infused oil, and just like use that as a sacred anointing. And I want you to, as you light your candle, set your intentions. It could be what you're clearing out, what you wish to invoke, embody, spark within you, or call into your divine team or your ancestors, like, to help and assist with this. But you're going to say this affirmation, a declaration over your yoni, over your womb, over your lower belly. I return to the temple within. I reclaim what is mine. I honor the sacred intelligence of my yoni, my pleasure, my power, and my path. And then you can close it out with Ashe, or so it be, so mote it be, as it is, that it is done, or whatever. Okay. Or not just whatever. Take it seriously, of course. But yeah, that is the message, y'all. I hope that this resonates. Okay. I hope that this message has blessed someone. And like I said, I'm gonna come back when we're gonna do the booby one. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I do hope that this was helpful, you know, and insightful. Don't forget to research 435 if that resonates with you. That angel number came through. Number 12 or number 3, if you want to break it down, that number 435 into 12 or into 3. Um, but 3 definitely is a creative energy, and also could be that divine creatrix energy. So I'm sending much blessings and much love to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful, if it resonated. Share it with someone you feel like might need to hear it. Whatever it is that they're growing through, if you feel like this will be something encouraging or enlightening to them, go ahead and send it to them. Okay. And if you guys want to book any reading with me, y'all can check out my website. I will leave the link in description. Any of my spiritual doula readings, if you're interested as well, just click on my website. If you want to book the voice recording version, click on the shop section. If you want to book a phone session, click on the booking section. Okay. So y'all be blessed. Okay. Be safe. Okay. And I really encourage you guys to look into that number because I feel like it was significant. That was the price of that papaya. So 4 can also be like our foundation, right? To represent the fourth house, the mother, okay, the mother energy. Number 3, again, the creatrix, creativity, maybe even the third house of Gemini, communication. And then number 5, change, which is Leo energy. So creativity, expression of some sort. So if you add all those numbers up, what do you get? Um, it might be something significant to you, okay? A significant change that you're creating, a new foundation that you're bringing in, and you're doing this, wielding this in with the number, the power of the number 3, the Holy Trinity. Could be mind, body, like physical, spirit realm, the divine universe. Like you're creating something. I feel that is significant. That is almost synonymous to like your change, your evolution. Like the other card said something about I think it was one of the pregnancy cards that was talking about like a new facet of you being birthed out of you. Okay. So I'm sending much love as always. Y'all take care, be blessed, enjoy the rest of your night, your day, your evening, wherever you are watching this and whatever timeline that you watch this. And I appreciate you guys. Take care. Peace.